Once upon a time, there was a widow who tried to make her 3 daughters happy all the time. However, the widow was unhappy and puzzled why no suitors came to court her 3 charming daughters. With the widow getting old, she was extremely worried about her daughters. One day, a very old woman who was known to understand such goings-on came to the widow's house. The widow offered the old woman tea and sweets and asked her why no suitors came to call.
Truly it is hard to say, yet it can only mean one thing. One of your daughters must be ill-fated. As long as she stays in the house, no suitors will come to call. That cannot be. Which of my daughters? That I cannot tell you. But you can be sure of this. The one who sleeps on both of her hands is the one who is ill-fated.
The widow gasped, was distressed. As darkness fell and her 3 daughters went to bed, the widow dreaded what she must do. The widow felt weak, sat on the bedside, and there with horror she saw that her dear youngest daughter Elena, breathing evenly, was sleeping on both of her hands, realizing Elena is the daughter with the ill fate. The widow wept silently, holding Elena, her daughter. Her tears fell on Elena's hands, and the girl awakened. Elena, still drowsy, asked,
"Mother, what's the matter?"
It's nothing, nothing.
The mother could not bear to tell the girl the truth. Elena wakes up, worried, insistent, and she finally hears the truth from her mother. Without thinking, Elena said, "Then I must go." The widow hugged her daughter, Elena. Her mother protested, saying what the old woman had said was probably nothing at all. But no matter what the mother said, the girl continued to pack. Elena packs a bag, her mother reluctantly helps by packing a basket of food.
"I have to make this sacrifice for my sibling. I want a happy future for us all."
At last, seeing she could not stop her daughter from leaving, the mother kissed her on the cheek. Elena hugged her sisters, and it was a sad moment for the family. As the mother sadly watched Elena walk away, suitors immediately approached the house with gifts for her sisters. Elena traveled far and wide. She even got a job, but just in a little while of joy, disaster struck. She lost her job because of her ill fate. Finally, she met a queen of fairies in a pub. The queen was on a secret visit to the city where Elena resides, and unknown to Elena, she is a queen. They had a drink, and the queen took a liking to Elena. They met the next day at the beach and both had fun. Elena also met the queen at the hotel again. The queen observed Elena is disheveled and unhappy, and told the queen of her ill-fated life. The queen smiled.
I am aware you have an ill-fated life. There is one thing you can do, but you have to visit me in the kingdom of fairies.
Elena went to the kingdom, and was surprised to be taken to the palace. There she realized she is a queen. Elena met with the queen, who was known for her wisdom and prophetic gift and ability to resolve any type of problem. The queen said firmly to Elena,
"You must find your fate. All the fates live in the mountains far beyond. You must find the one that is yours. And she must accept a gift from you. Once your fate accepts a gift from you, you will no longer be ill-fated."
Elena nods, determined, and sets off towards the mountains.
With hope, Elena left for the distant mountains. After a long journey, she arrived at the one where all the fates of the world lived. Elena meets various fates, some lovely, others hideous. She finally approaches a grotesque fate.
"Are you my fate?"
Elena's fate laughed and cursed her. But Elena quickly threw a piece of bread into her mouth. Fate's face softened. Fate, now calmer, gives Elena a silk ball and some advice.
"If anyone wants the silk thread, demand its weight in gold."
Delighted, Elena returned to the castle. A young man asked to buy the silk thread for his sister's wedding. Elena shows the silk thread. The young man piles gold on a scale, but it's never enough. No matter how much gold he piled on the scale, it was never enough. Finally, the young man stepped onto the scale himself, and it balanced perfectly. The scale balances as the young man steps on it. Elena smiles, realizing her fate has changed.
"It seems like good fate has brought me here for this thread."
"Yes, indeed the sun has smiled on me."
Elena, now married, now enjoyed one turn of good fate after another, and she lived happily ever after. Elena, now happy and content, is seen surrounded by friends and family, including her mother and sisters.
Galatians 2 verse 20. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like.